It has been a long time since I've chatted with my next guest, and what better timing because he's got a huge opportunity. Going to be fighting in the main event of UFC Fight Night, October 19th against Michel Pereira. It is Anthony Fluffy Hernandez joining me here on the program. Fluffy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a fucking minute. It's a pleasure to fucking talk to you.
Yeah, vice versa, man. It's great, and really excited to see you get this main event. You and I have been doing interviews for years, and a well-deserved opportunity. Tell me how this all came together, because I know initially you guys were supposed to fight on a different card.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't really know how it all came together, but my manager, I was getting a massage. Next thing you know, I get a text says, "Hey, would you rather? Or you're fighting for a main event now?" I was like, "All right, dope." That's kind of how it just worked out. I really don't know how it worked out, but get a little extra money for 5 rounds. So I said it makes fucking sense to me. You know what I mean? Plus, like, none of my friends can afford to even go to the fucking Sphere fight, so it worked out.
There you go. Okay, well, because I was going to say that's maybe the only bummer of this is you're not going to fight in the Sphere. That's kind of like a historic thing, but getting a main event must be pretty good and getting some extra cash too.
That would have been dope for sure, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. As long as I'm fucking fighting and I'm getting paid and climbing the rankings, I really don't give a fuck what day it is. You know what I mean?
Do you know why the fight got moved?
Nope.
Okay. Fair
No,
enough.
I really don't know. I literally just fucking was getting a massage, like I said, and my manager's like, "Yo, we got good news and bad news. They only want 10 fights on that card. They offered us a main event spot." So I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Sign me up. Sign me up. Yeah, exactly. No, that sounds good. Were there any other opponents in the mix, or the plan was always to fight Michel?
I think it was always to fight him. Like I said, I really don't even like, as far as the fighting shit goes, I don't give a fuck who I fight.
Right.
I'll fight anybody. For me, it's just show up, and who the fuck is going to give me the #1 spot to get the title shot? That's all I give a fuck about.
Yeah.
So I let my managers handle all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, UFC has a plan for you. And if you just shut the fuck up and go do it, I mean, it's pretty, you kind of climb the ladder, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the type of person I am.
You're coming off that big win over Kopylov, but I know you had the injury after the fact, the hand injury. How long did it take to recover from that? And when were you back to training after the fight?
So, like, I kind of, like, never stopped training. Even when I'm hurt, there's always something you could do, you know what I mean? So the training kind of has never stopped, but the hand's good. It's as good as it's going to get ever again. So, you know what I mean? I can hit people, I can grab, I can wrestle. So I'm happy with it. And now we just go handle business.
Let me ask you this. When it comes to game planning for fighters, do you even watch tape, or do you leave that all up to your coaches and kind of go on autopilot?
No, I do. I watch some tape. So I'll watch, like, a little bit of tape, but it's usually, like, I'll probably pull up a good 5 to 10 fights, watch everything, figure out tendencies, and then just trust my coaches on the rest. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about camp. Obviously, you're always with the same stable of guys. I saw, by the way, shout out to Max Griffin. I saw you got a new contract, which is great and well-deserved. Is it usual cast of characters, or anyone different you're working with? Who are the training partners leading into this one?
Well, I mean, I got same guys. I mean, that's been with us for the last little minute here. We got, like, a kickboxing champion that's out right now. My buddy Ose, and then Ryan Loader, who's gonna be fucking fighting here soon for the Ultimate Fighter contract. But no, it's the same guys, same crew.
I've interviewed him before, but tell us how good Shealor Ladd is. He's going to be fighting for LFA coming up here pretty soon.
The kid's a little fucker. I'm excited to see him fucking go get that win. Start making money and be able to just fight full time. You know what I mean? He's a fucking hardworking kid, and he deserves it. I'm so fucking happy that he's going pro, and I think he's ready, and it's his time to shine.
Yeah, because you've been using him a little bit, I know, the last couple camps, right? Getting to work with him. He's, I think you guys call him what? Aspen's big little brother, right?
No, I call his ass the Yeti because he's a big old fucking albino.
I like that nickname better.
Big old mountain folk. I've been trying to tell him, use that shit as his fight name, like, you fucking big Yeti motherfucker.
Yeah.
But no, I love that kid. He's fucking hardworking kid. And, like, he learns very well. I've told him how to beat me, and I've showed him how to beat me, and the little motherfucker, like, he'll come and do it, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, you know what I mean? But no, I'm super excited to see that kid's fucking career take off.
Your corner for this fight, Jim West. Who else is going to be in the cage with you?
So it's going to be Jim West, Elliot Kelly, and then drawing a blank. God damn it. There's four. Tom, and then fucking my manager Dave is gonna be there for this one too.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
and then yeah. So yeah, it's a solid group. I got my three guys that I would. It would usually be Ryan, but we weren't sure about like where his fight was gonna be and shit. And I was like, focus on your fight type shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's the same exact people that I've always had with me.
You're not a guy who likes to go to the scorecards. We see you finish a lot of fights. How do you see this one going down?
Man, like, he's a fucking tough dude. He's dangerous. He gets tired though. I noticed that. He's fucking wild. Just don't get hit with bullshit. But honestly, it could be a fucking war. And I'm prepared to fucking die. Like every single time I go to the cage, it's me or you, and that's as simple as that. I'm either gonna get finished or I'm gonna finish the motherfucker. That's how I see fighting. You know what I mean? But it's always go for the finish until I'm killed.
You mentioned not really paying attention to the division. Are you going to be watching the title fight tomorrow night between DDP and Adesanya?
Honestly, probably not.
No? Okay, I like the honesty though. That's interesting. Do you have a winner in that fight, or you don't watch them enough to even make a prediction?
Dude, I don't like. I've seen them fight, yes, but I haven't like studied them enough, honestly, to even like give a real prediction. You know what I mean? I figure I'll study them when I see them. So.
And then there's another fight coming up, but I was just curious, kind of your thoughts on him in the division. Khamzat Chimaev, I know he hasn't fought a lot, but what do you make of him coming up to your weight class? Adds a bit of excitement, right?
Sure. I really don't care. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen him. I've met him before. Kind of seems like a dickhead. I really don't care for him. I really don't care. I mean, he's fought in all small 155ers that came up to 70. He's fought in guys on last minute, and he's looked great. I know he's a bad motherfucker when he comes to wrestling, but I don't know. I'd like to see him in there with a real 185er. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for the Whitaker fight. That'll be like a good opponent for him because he hasn't fought a ranked middleweight yet, right? That's sort of the argument. So.
Yeah, I don't think he has. I think he's fought in all 170 or in small guys. You know what I mean? Like 55ers that come up, like big names. Don't get me wrong, all big names, but you know what I mean? There's those weight classes for a reason because, I mean, fucking at the highest level, everyone's really good. You know what I mean?
Obviously, big name, exciting fight, main event too. So that's always something the UFC is looking at. A win's got to put you in that sort of that upper echelon here, especially a finish. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Maybe a fight or two away from a title shot?
That's kind of where I'm thinking for sure, especially because he's got a big following, and he's, you know what I mean? But I think so because, I mean, that's kind of what Du Plessis did. He had two big fights, I think, right? And then that title shot kind of thing. And then Strickland and the same shit. I figure if you just make a statement, the fucking Dana will give you what you deserve. You know what I mean? So I just got to go out there and handle this shit, and then just fucking opens the door for me to a whole nother level. So I'm excited.
Do you feel like you're the dark horse in the division in the sense that we saw you have a really good win in your last fight? I know you haven't been as active as you've wanted to. And I know early in your career you were dealing with some injuries and some other stuff, but I think the last fight really showed like you're a threat in this division. Do you feel like you're the dark horse?
I never looked at it like that, but I mean, I guess you could say that for sure. I mean, I believe I'm ready to be champion right now. I've always believed that. I've had some hiccups in life, you know what I mean, that kind of fucking threw me off the track. But I'm solid right now, and I'm ready to go fucking show the world what I can do. I'm not getting any younger. I need my fucking belt soon, so yeah.
Well, I think people forget too, and I always bring this up to people, like you have a win over Brendan Allen. I know it was years ago, but that win has aged very well considering what he's done in the UFC. Is it kind of cool now that some of these guys that you fought are now mainstays in the UFC?
No, it's great because then it just shows them that much like what I could do, you know what I mean? And yeah, no, I think it's a great thing for me. I love to see the people that I beat winning because it also looks good for me. You know what I mean?
I know at one point you were booked against Ikram Aliskarov, and that fight ended up, not happening. He ended up fighting Whitaker. Is that a fight you'd want to have down the line just because he's got a lot of hype behind him, or because you said you'll fight anyone, but obviously you probably want those names that people are going to be talking about, right?
Yeah, so honestly, like that fight doesn't really. I don't give a fuck about that fight. But if he was kind of like in front of me and he was in my way for the title, I fucking want that fight. You know what I mean? It's honestly, I just want to fight whoever the fuck is in front of me to get the goddamn belt. That's all I want in life. The rest is kind of like, I don't know. I don't really care too much about. Yeah.
Were you surprised that he got the Whitaker fight? Because obviously Whitaker was supposed to fight Chimaev, and then they put him in that spot.
I'm not surprised with anything that fucking happens in the UFC. You know what I mean? That you've seen guys that have been there for one day, or was it Soto got a title shot at the fucking first fight ever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not surprised. Shit happens sometimes, and they just fucking, well, he's a fucking curveball. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've asked you about this, but what have you made of Sean Strickland? Like, some people either really love him, some people don't. He's in your division. What have you made of him, just as a person and as a fighter?
Honestly, he makes me laugh a lot. I feel like I'd get along with him, and I've been told this before. Like, I have a buddy, like we have a mutual friend, Jelly, and he's like, dude, I really think you guys would get along. I really think I would get along with him. Like, as far like as a person, he's fucking hilarious. He likes dirt biking, likes shooting, likes doing a lot of the shit I like doing. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can for sure like. He's the type of guy that I'd want to fight and then go kick it with. You know what I mean? Like, he sounds like a chill dude.
Yeah, no, he is. And by the way, that's Matthew Jelly you're referencing, right? He's a Canadian, just like me. I know Matt quite well. He's living up in he's living up in Niagara, training with Niagara Top Team now. I don't know if you know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I talk to him every once in a while here and there, but he honestly told me, he's like, you guys are kind of a lot alike. I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
can see it because the brutal honesty, but like in a good way, you know. Like I said, like Strickland is the same way. Like on camera, off camera, he's the same guy, right? So
Yeah. No,
I can understand that. Okay, my last question. I know I only told you you'd be here a little bit. What's life like outside of sort of training and all that? Because you said you don't watch fights. You know, obviously you're training hard and you know doing all that. I know you're a family man as well. What does life look like outside of training and fighting?
Lately, it's been like, now the kids are back in school, so that, and then fucking, they're all doing sports. So on top of my fucking sports and shit, I don't have any time to myself. You know what I mean? It's like,
I hear you. I got two kids
I'll do
too.
something, the kids do something, and there's fucking four of those little fuckers, and they're all in sports. So it's,
What
very
sports are
busy, you know what I
your
mean?
kids in?
So gymnastics, they all switched from that. Now they want basketball, so they're all doing basketball right now, and then one of them's in soccer.
That's cool. Do you think they'll go into MMA like dad, or or what's sort of your thoughts on that?
Probably not. I'd rather them like get a fucking steady paying good job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
Like,
for everyone for sure.
No, for sure, yeah. And they're kind of like softer kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think fighting's in the fucking things for them. Maybe my youngest, because she's a little fuckhead and she likes to wrestle. But I just want them all to know enough to protect themselves and have a good job. That would make me the fucking happiest dad in the world. You know what I mean? I don't want
How
to see them fucking get hurt and not be able to make money and fucking. It's a rough life. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not fucking easy. It's not for everyone. I'm not good at anything else. I'm literally only good at being violent. So
Okay.
it is what it is.
How old are your kids now?
Fucking 13, 11, 8, and then 6.
Man, I feel super old because I remember when they were younger, and now they're like, you got one who's almost a teen or is a teenager, right? So that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
How's that going? Because I know that's obviously different when kids are kind of in that teenage age. They like to rebel a bit. How's the 13-year-old?
Nah, I think she's terrified of me, so she's pretty like good, but she's fucking attitude like a motherfucker. And I'm like a snappy person, and like I want to fight motherfuckers. I don't like dealing with like my wife's always getting on my shit. I'm like, you can't talk like that to girls. I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, they can't talk like that to me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But they're fucking yeah, it's something else for sure. But I hope if I just keep making highlight videos, they'll be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking people up. Just remind them what I do for a living.
And I was going to say, and you're making time for interviews, Anthony. I really appreciate it, man. I know we got a ways away, but it's October 19th. UFC Fight Night going to be the main event. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors or social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Oh, man. So I just want to thank everyone that's behind me on this. You know what I mean? It's been a long fucking journey, and I truly appreciate everyone's support behind it. Let's go show the fucking world what I can do.